Diet Coke.
It'd be 5 for 6.
Hey, we are live at the World of Wills, the O'Reilly Auto Parts World of Wills. We're at the BJCC. You can see some of the cars behind us. Dunaway and Taylor both drinking a girly drink. One of them is a female, and Taylor is also here. Lance is water. Dry February.
Yep. I got my water, and it is so fun. This is typical passive-aggressive Jim. Every Friday, I drink, and I offer him a drink, and he won't drink.
That's
and
right.
now that I'm not drinking, he's going to drink.
Yeah, dry February. He says, nope, I'm going to drink.
It's a yin and yang thing, Lance.
Yeah.
I don't think it is.
It's been a long day.
I think if I was drinking right now, you would not be drinking.
Little T looked like she needed an alcoholic
What does
drink.
that mean?
It's Friday. Just ready to
yeah.
go.
That's
I'm
right.
ready for the weekend.
She literally let her hair down.
I drink good, don't it?
Yeah. She's nervous about Auburn on the road tomorrow.
Okay, here's one thing I don't believe.
Okay.
That you couldn't find a beer, but you could find a daiquiri.
Brown was with me.
I was with him.
And I asked, I need one Bud Light, one Michelob Ultra. And they said, we don't sell beer. And I said, I'll go upstairs and check then. And she said, quote, we'll go upstairs and check then. And she shook her head at me.
Okay, I'm just going to say
wow.
the guy that wants to come look at this GTO 350.
Yeah, he might have a cold beer.
I'm saying that might be a 68 to 72-ish. I would think that he's probably not going to order a pineapple daiquiri. I would think that he wants a cold beer.
You don't think he'd want the $19, not included the souvenir cup pina colada?
Did you have a choice to get souvenir cup or not?
Oh, yes. But as I told EG, once you filed out the credit report and signed on for the 3-year lease, you might as well go ahead and throw in the basics.
That's another, like every Friday I come in and little T takes me up on it 90% of the time.
Yeah.
Does anybody in the lobby want a beer or a drink for Friday? EG always. I think I've seen her drink twice since we've known her. No.
What is
Kelsey, never. No.
Kelsey does sometimes.
Oh, 1 out of 10 maybe.
But step in, everybody. Who all has the
Everybody's got one except me. And
everybody's got
Brown.
the tiki cup.
Show him the tiki cup, EG.
Tiki cups.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, good for
Hey,
you guys.
it is the O'Reilly Auto Parts World of Wills, worldofwills.net, worldofwills.net. We're going to hang out for about an hour or so. We'll answer your questions.
You know what we call World of Wills, right?
What is that, Jimmy
It's
D?
the official kickoff of summer.
Hey, it feels like it outside, though. We're at least
It does.
broadcasting from right now. This is fantastic. I had no idea it was going to be 65 and sunny today, or close to 70.
It's beautiful.
It was like 30 this morning. It's
Yeah.
crazy. Worldofwills.net for all the information. Mankind is going to be here today. Lance, you're going to interview him a little bit later on.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, Mick Foley, really a fascinating personality and a guy that, started his wrestling career in the late 80s, worked his way up, was an 8-time world champion. He did it under 3 different ring names, at least as far as being a world champion. Cactus Jack, Mankind, Dude Love. And then he parlayed that, wrote a bunch of best-selling books, New York Times. He's a stand-up comedian. We actually had him on the show about 7 or 8 years ago when he came to the Comedy Club Stardome. And he's just really a very intelligent, fascinating guy. And I'm not a big wrestling guy, but one of the more violent, could take pain as well as any wrestler in the history of wrestling.
Yeah, he's a guy that always had blood flowing and stuff like that, which, look, man, I respect those guys that have the dedication to the craft because I think the old rumor was they had the razor blades in their palm.
No, not him.
You didn't know that, EG? I mean, Lil T. I'm sorry, Lil T. I'm sorry, Lil T. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
No, they used to have the razor blade and they would slice their head open so it'd bleed. Like,
So he was
like the brass knuckles.
well, no. They would take you roll over and you'd go, oh, God, you'd slice your head open. So this guy, these guys are doing amazing all over the world. How about them?
Yeah, there's some big alums. Yeah, Boutwell. But he was wrestling over Japan, and they the stuff they do in Japan, next level.
Right.
But he was wrestling with barbed wire, with pyrotechnics. He got burned really bad, but he did all this for. He's had some amazing stories, and I look forward to. I don't know how deep we can get into this because I know he's going to be doing a meet and greet with a lot of people here at the World of Will. So I don't know how many questions I'm going to be able to ask him, but hopefully there's a chance he's going to drop by here before we go there.
Oh yeah, let's hope so. Yeah. All right, we've got some questions here. Let me see. Jeremy is here. He says, I'm at World. I'm working World of Wills in a minute. I'll come by and see you guys. Well, come on by, Jeremy.
All right, Jeremy.
Like to meet you.
We're near the tiki.
Ask him where that cold beer is.
Yeah, Jeremy, bring them a cold beer. They want a cold beer. Softball Padres says the best Carl Weathers role. Carl Weathers passed away today.
Oh, no, he didn't.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I saw that on
Oh,
Twitter.
I'm sorry to break that to you, Lance.
Rocky, the original Rocky.
That's one of the
Yeah.
movies I've
Apollo
watched.
Creed.
That's one of the movies that I've watched. Those movies.
Yeah. Apollo Creed or Special Agent on Predator, he says. Is that the best Carl Weathers
I
role?
mean, look, the Predator was a collection of badasses.
Yeah.
But Carl Weathers as Apollo Creed was a great creation, basically based off Muhammad Ali. And
Right.
Stallone wrote that back in the 70s. And look, I thought he played that role perfectly. This is a guy that played for the Raiders for a little bit too.
Yep.
Um,
San Diego State linebacker.
yeah, and I mean, look, one of the most ripped up athletes we've ever seen. But his role in 1 was great. 2, still villainous role. But 3, made that comeback, and he was in the corner for Rocky. I mean, if you're a Rocky fan, you loved Apollo, and that's what my little guy tells me. Jack's like, the worst thing about the Rocky franchise was Apollo dying in Rocky 4.
But it had to happen.
Had to happen, man. I mean, we weren't going to win the Cold War in the ring in Siberia on Christmas Day if Rocky or Moscow, if Rocky, if he didn't die.
That's right. He was the motivation.
Yeah,
Drago was
that's
going to take over the world.
There's no doubt about it. Yeah, he was Rocky's motivation.
He was the rocket fuel that got us to the moon. It's
What was
basically-
Carl Weathers, 77?
I don't have a no.
I think it's 76.
I looked him up because I saw something on Twitter about him passing away, and he was born in 1940 something.
all right. So little
That's in
T.
his 70s.
Says Wikipedia.
Yeah. Well, we trust all things Wikipedia.
Yeah, I'm going to
Yeah,
go that he was
so-
born in 1947, which would put him 77, 77,
I'll
76.
see. I probably still have it pulled.
Boy, that's sad. And it just seems like every other day we have one of these guys we grew up watching or listening to going down, which means we're getting old.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
that's
was
true.
in Star Wars 2, right? He was in Star Wars as well.
No.
No,
That-
you're
that was-
confusing him with Lando Calrissian.
Yeah,
That was
with Billy D. Williams.
Billy D. Williams.
So he did not do any Star Wars.
He did some Star Wars, I think, in The Mandalorian.
That's what I was
The
saying.
recent
Oh, okay.
reboots.
He did some Star Wars too. That's
Yeah.
what I was saying. I was
76,
76 years old.
Mm.
1948.
Wow.
That's too early for a guy that was in the physical shape that he was in.
I think it's official now. I know more about Carl than I knew about Mankind.
I think that's 100%. Yeah. Yeah. You basically knew he lived and died. So that put it over the edge right there. Let's
Action
see.
Jackson, too.
Yeah. He did. Softball Padre follows up. He says he coined the phrase Action Jackson.
Well, that was the name of the movie. It was
Yeah.
not a good movie.
You didn't like it?
I used to work with a guy in Birmingham who called himself Action Jackson.
Richard?
William Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the weekend anchor.
Yeah.
First
I
time
remember,
I
no, I
Birmingham.
remember him.
You got to, I mean, look, if you've got a nickname Action, there's got to be something to it.
He was a in-your-face, loud sportscaster. A lot of energy. I liked it.
Okay.
He did a
He's the
lot
guy
of-
that
I
coined
remember him.
other side of the cool's other side of the pillow.
No, that was me. That was a loan to Stuart Scott.
Stuart Scott
God rest his soul.
alone. Now that he's passed, you say he stole it. when he was
Well, you
alive.
know what? Him and Carl Weathers might be collaborating on something right now.
Could be.
Right.
Aw.
You know, one day, little T, you're going to be doing a show.
You made it sound like
Oh.
up in heaven right now. Stuart Scott says, "Carl, welcome in. You're cooler than the other side of the pillow."
That's what I was envisioning.
Y'all think about this. We're going to be like, if we're fortunate enough to live that long, we'll probably be in like diapers, and little T's going to be our age. And people like Brad Pitt are going to be passing away.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's about the same age difference.
Yeah. And you'll say, oh, I remember a bunch of guys used to work for. They like Brad Pitt.
No, I hope we're
Bradley
still
Cooper.
working together.
Oh,
I-
yeah,
I
that's
think-
right. Little T thinks we're going to work to the grave.
I think
Yeah.
Brad
Forgot about
Pitt
that.
is 60, right?
Probably.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, Tarantino just announced his final film, and they're starting to cast it. Brad Pitt has been cast in it.
He says, "I'll do it."
Yeah, I
Last
mean, he
one?
loves working with Tarantino. It's going to be his final film, which is going to be, it's going to be a milestone.
Yeah. So don't even send me a script. I'm in. Final script. I would do that, right?
Well,
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
don't
you
even
would
need
want to
to
be in Tarantino's final movie.
I mean,
right.
from Inglourious Basterds to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I mean, Brad Pitt, I think he trusts Tarantino in his writing, knows what it's all about.
Okay, give me a in anything, whether it's in sports or entertainment, music, or whatever. Somebody called you up and you would not even need to see what the plan was. You just say, "No, I'm in. I'm in." Like if an musical artist called you up.
Well, I wouldn't bring anything to the table with that.
No, but if they said, "We want you to be part of this," we'll figure out whatever your skill set is.
Oh, Metallica, I would jump at the chance.
But would it be Tarantino in movies, or would it be somebody else?
Spielberg.
probably-
I mean,
well, I'm a David Fincher guy, but Spielberg, Clint Eastwood, Martin Scorsese. I mean, there's a lot.
But didn't Scorsese do a couple that you didn't like? That you're
well,
like,
everybody has.
Yeah. I mean,
Spielberg did some clunkers.
There's some Tarantino that I'm not, grindhouse. I mean, there's some things that I don't absolutely love, but yeah, I would feel good about. I'm a no guy to most stuff now, but I'd be a yes guy to a lot of that.
Is Grindhouse the one I always go to with the girl who had her leg amputated and replaced with a machine gun?
Yep.
Yeah, fantastic.
It's a true story, little T.
Yeah, I was about to say,
It's a
sounds
documentary.
realistic.
Yeah. So
Documentary.
imagine you lose your left leg and we replace it with a machine gun.
I don't know. I would not do well in that. Not with the machine.
With a
gun,
machine
but-
gun for a leg.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or just
She
in
was
the
hard
whole
to take
situation,
down.
I would not do that.
Hey, so Farrah Fawcett was on 4 Downs today, and it's her birthday today, but she would have been 77. So her and Carl Weathers, right in the same wheelhouse, but she died a long time
Little
ago.
T's down half of this thing already.
Yeah.
Hey, Little
Yeah.
T.
She'll get after her.
She's
She's
a-
so sweet.
We were talking about my dry February on the way
Yeah.
over here. She's like, I just don't know if I can do it. I was like, there's no reason for you to do it. You're like young and you're in good shape,
That's
and
right.
you got more social stuff going on than I do.
Yeah, I mean, like if someone put a gun to my head and said you have to do dry February, like obviously, like
You
I'd
could
be
do it.
like, yeah.
Oh,
but I'm
I
just
could do
like,
it.
I don't have a desire to.
I wouldn't
sorry.
want to do it, but I'll tell you
February.
this: our buddy Todd Coder reached out last night.
Yeah.
And he's like, I heard you talking about dry February. He said, I did a dry January. He said, I do it a lot of times just to reset from all of the holiday activities and just to start the new year. And he's like, I found this product. And he sent it to me. It's a non-alcoholic beer that's got THC in it.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh.
How does that work?
I don't know, but you know what? I'll let you know after tonight.
Oh, you got you some?
Not yet. On the way home, though.
But I will tell you that ran into our friends from Adams Beverage at lunch, and Stella now makes a Stella Zero,
Oh, yeah, I've had it.
Really?
and they're bringing some up for LT
Yeah.
on Monday.
It's very good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does it like blind taste test?
No, so here's the way I equate a non-alcoholic beer, because again, this is the third time I've done a dry month.
Yeah.
Whether people want to choose to believe that or not, I think you guys remember one of them.
I do.
I'll never forget going to Fleming's one night, and I drank a brand way back in the day. It was called Buckler. And at the end of the night, they got my receipt, and I was with a bunch of people, and they were like, holy shit, you drank 7 non-alcoholic beers. It was like a 2.5-hour dinner, but it's having something in your hand. It's the same consistency, and it's got a like this the Stella non-alcoholic. It's got a really good taste to it. I mean, you
Yeah.
can tell it's not 100% beer.
But you could probably live with that the rest of your life, couldn't you?
Oh yeah,
But the problem is they don't make non-alcoholic bourbon.
no, they do.
What?
Yeah.
Get out of town.
They
I did not
make.
know
I don't
that.
know about bourbon. They make non-alcoholic whiskeys for sure. Non-alcoholic wines. Because when we got back from Indianapolis, when I had that little spell, I reached out to some national people that, are recovering, and they don't drink anymore. And so people sent me a list of different things to drink that were
I
non-alcoholic.
can't imagine what a non-alcoholic bourbon would taste like.
Yeah,
Like artificial flavoring.
Yeah.
I don't
mean,
know.
It seems like it tastes like apple juice or something like that. I mean,
Yeah.
without-
Non-alcoholic wine, we know it's grape juice.
yeah, I know,
Yeah,
I've
that's like
tasted that.
sparkling grape
Yeah,
juice.
yeah, I've tasted that.
Yeah, I really believe, and I know. Here's the thing: I don't want to give it up because I enjoy it. Like it's not about getting hammered. Like I can't remember the last time I woke up with a hangover. It's been forever. And
Yeah.
I know people in the chat room will be like, "Well, that's because he's functioning alcoholic." No, it's just because I don't really
He's
drink to that level.
I never
but-
say that. I call you a professional.
But like with a burger, like the other night when we got in late from Atlanta and Maddie made me a mayonnaise sandwich.
Yeah, that is
He told me that story. I was
disturbing.
yeah, I was like, only mayonnaise
So-
and
And
bread.
cheese.
And
Just-
oh, cheese. He didn't tell me cheese.
No.
That makes it worse, I think.
No.
Oh, do you?
So it was Tillamook sharp cheddar,
Uh-huh.
2 slices, a lot of Duke's mayo, and it was on Hawaiian white bread.
I do like Hawaiian white.
And it was heated, but at that moment I was like,
Yeah.
I need a pernicious IPA.
right.
And pernicious IPA with it. And this was 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. And I just enjoy the compliment of a really good, whether it's an IPA, a Stella, a really good, rich-bodied red wine, or a bourbon. I like how they complement different things. Like,
you like how? So you're saying right now that you like how an IPA complements a cheese, mayo, and white bread
you
sandwich?
better
Yeah.
believe it.
But Maggie never drank red wine. She was a white
love red wine.
white wine person, but she wanted to try red wines. And the way I introduced her, she never had liked them. But I cooked a steak for us one night, and I said, eat your steak and try the red wine, because there's something about the blood and the medium rare steak off the grill with the red wine that sort of makes the wine taste better. To me.
But steak and a mayonnaise and cheese sandwich
Yeah,
are
there's-
two very
there's a
different
No,
things.
they are, but you've got to know what to pair with what. I agree. Like a really good steak, which I'll go to the New York Butcher Shop after this, and it's going to be tough because I'm not going to be able to get like a Malbec or a really good heavy cab. I mean, it just brings out the flavor. And so I'm passionate about my alcohol. Let me say that.
Yeah.
But I'm giving it up for February.
Woo!
How do we?
It's already
proud of
February.
you.
It's already February 2nd.
Yeah. So
Right.
what am I?
You're
You're
basic.
48 hours in.
No, you're basically 1/15th. Well, 1/14th
4% in?
and a half through the year.
I can't even.
through the month. Yeah.
Yeah. And look, did you see little T? She went, yeah, you're already 48 hours. Yeah. As she was sipping.
Can't let it melt.
Dave says, has Jim yet been mistaken for Michael Keaton since the Batmobile is here?
I stood by it earlier and took pictures.
Just to see?
It just had to keep saying, because I took the pictures, I am Batman. I am Batman.
Tell little T
I'm
that
Batman.
story about. Didn't you tell that to somebody one time?
The girl told me she thought I looked like Michael Keaton back then.
Were you on a horse or in a pool?
We were in a
Those are-
pool, skinny dipping.
But it's something with a horse, right?
Skinny dipping.
I don't remember the horse part.
I thought y'all were in at like a horse show, and then y'all ended up in a pool or something.
No, that's two different stories.
Oh.
Okay.
Two different stories.
Somebody about to make an
I
announcement.
can't. Hey, I can't keep up with Action Jim.
Everything was in the 90s. But no, it was a friend of mine who she was a meteorologist in Dallas, and she flew into town to hang out with a friend of mine, and that weekend we hung out.
I'm almost about to categorize a meteorologist with this. This is broad brush, but I've always said teachers, nurses, I guess, and flight attendants. But I guess you could put meteorologists in. Those are kind of the
They like to have a good time on the road.
adventurous.
Yeah. She was in
You
town,
think-
and then we were swimming, and then she
You want to go for a swim?
at different times. She kept saying, "Just say I'm Batman." So I did
Oh,
several
I
times.
did.
Several times.
Submissive Jim.
Yeah.
Submissive Jim.
No, the other it was submissive Batman.
Was that when you were driving the Samurai?
Nope, Samurai was dead.
Bruce Wayne's in a Bentley, and you got a Samurai.
The Lexington is the horse girl.
You call her that because of her face? Why the
No,
long face?
That was when we went to the stud show, basically, where we're black tie. She picked me up in a limo. We went, and it was black tie, and then the curtains opened. The mayor came in, and the stud came in and mounted the mayor.
Not the mayor of the city.
No, the horse, the
mayor,
female horse.
mayor, yeah.
They brought the
mayor of the
female
horse.
horse.
Hello,
in.
everyone.
They brought
Everyone's
the
like, who is this Joker?
they brought the female horse in, then the male
Who is
horse
this
in, the
Joker?
male horse mounted. They closed the curtain, and the party went on. It
And
was
that's when Dunaway leaned over and said, "You want to play a little Simon Says?"
and then she
I
took-
can't believe people watch that shit, though. I mean,
They
how
probably-
disturbing is that? I think it was on Curb. It was on some big show where they actually did that, and they showed it. I forgot what it was. I bet our viewers will help us out, but I can't believe you guys watch that.
Jesus, way too much info here.
Hey, you want to know the worst part of that story?
What?
You tell me this is not a red flag. This is way after the fact, though, where I'm counting down the minutes before I'm going home, and she comes from the bathroom, and she's got a game-worn Cincinnati Red jersey on.
Signed by the entire team. They were there last night.
No,
Dude,
I was
they're
like,
It's just a 25-man roster. We hadn't expanded to 40 yet in the playoffs.
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh, I like that jersey." And she's like, "Oh yeah,
Yeah.
blank player gave it to me."
Oh, boy.
And I was like, "Really?" And she goes, "Yeah, we hung out sometimes
Sometimes.
when I was in Cincinnati." And at that point, I was like, "I really need to get out of here."
And she felt like that was the proper time to put it on, walk out, and
Yeah.
announce that.
Rub
Or
it in my
maybe
face,
she
yeah.
wanted. She's one of those that collects souvenirs.
Yeah.
Maybe she wanted the cape from you, Batman.
So at that
Yeah.
point, all I had to offer was a WLEX Channel 18 T-shirt.
Yeah.
Here you go.
We're your news leader, though.
You're a Kentucky basketball leader. Here, I can sign this for you.
Who was the Cincinnati Red?
She went out in the T-shirt. He said, "Did the weatherman miss the temperature by 3 degrees?"
What does it matter?
I don't want to.
Oh, you knew who it was?
Who?
Oh, I never even heard of the guy.
Pete Rose.
Backup second.
Oh.
Ronald Acuna.
Yeah, that's the company that Dunaway was in, a backup second baseman.
Yeah, middle infielder, second.
I mean, if
baseman.
you would have said Eric Davis, I'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah, technically he was
E-Dog.
technically he was a Kentucky colonel for most of the year.
Yeah.
Norm Charlton. Yeah,
Technically, he never got called up to Tacoma.
that wasn't her claim to fame, was it? Do you think she? Because everybody embellishes. Do you think she took you from Jim Dunaway
I don't know
to
if you know-
literally Michael Keaton.
I don't know if you know this, but this story is embellished. Dunaway's
Oh,
telling
this
it.
one is not.
They
This
can't
one is
embellish Doug Flynn.
not. No.
I just say his name.
Exposed.
Backup second baseman.
Middle infielder. I think he played all the
He
infielders.
didn't play the hot corner. That was
Yeah, I
you.
think he did. I think he
Oh,
played
yeah?
third, second, and short.
Yeah.
Uh,
We're at World of Wheels, O'Reilly Auto Parts, World of Wheels. You get tickets at any local O'Reilly Auto Parts. You get all the info at worldofwheels.net. Worldofwheels.net. Jimmy Dackery is here. Little T is here. Lance Taylor, EG is over there. She's going to join us in a minute. We are doing an Ask Us Anything. You've asked us, we've only got to 2 questions in 20 minutes, but that's all right.
well, see, the difference is, okay, Lance, when he gets on these roles, what am I supposed to say? I'm not going to talk about it? Then it's not a good, then I feel like then
I
come off
see
as
that.
a
I'm not trying to
capital
paint you into a
D.
corner. I just don't think there's any reason not to talk about it.
Okay, that's all I'm
Yeah.
saying is when you ask questions, I answer questions, and people are like, too much information, Jim.
No, you're fine.
No, you,
I mean, I could deflect, but Brown, some of the things aren't going to be, they're going to be a lot different than what I would ask
Right,
you.
'cause
And
he-
then little T,
Yeah, I mean,
her
Brand-
parents might be watching. So it's more of a daughter
Fine.
thing. I don't know.
so Jim's easier. You're just saying it's easier to ask Jim those questions.
right?
Yeah, I mean, I
we're,
think
Wow.
it's like,
we're decades removed.
yeah,
from
you're a
these
statute
stories.
of limitation.
That's
Yeah.
right. We don't know if any of these people are still alive.
I
That's
would say
true.
Doug Flynn's dead.
I'm going to Google him.
I think he's dead. Motorcycle accident.
Oh,
Is
wow.
that how you're calling it? You were good at
I
this
feel like
earlier
you're-
today.
I
They
was about to say,
No,
I
but
feel
I
like you're
knew
doing it
those. I
right.
remember those.
I bet he's still alive.
Played for the Mets. Well, watch this.
Well,
I
he
bet
ain't
you-
gonna have a Wikipedia. I
Yeah.
can guarantee.
Well, he
you.
did play for the Red.
Yeah.
Dunaway. He played for the Reds 75 to 77.
Oh no, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, well, she was older than me.
Jeez, now
Sure.
she's dead.
I
She
mean-
may be.
Was she one of the Golden Girls, like stand-ins?
I don't even want to go look at her now, to be honest with you, because
Why?
she was older than me back then. She was
Oh.
probably
So she
And-
isn't.
Hey,
now?
you were Batman, but she had the Bat Cave, right?
she did. It was 1990 or 91, and she was probably 12 years older than me.
Oh wow.
Dunaway met her. She was a librarian. The book was late.
No.
He's done Reds games.
Dunaway's girlfriend.
He's done SEC network work with Kentucky Wildcats baseball. Since 2015, he's hosted Kentucky Life, a weekly half-hour magazine. She had a type, did she? Like those TV people.
I'm not even sure it was really Doug Flynn. Now that I think about it,
Yeah, he's going to dial that back now, isn't he? He's still with us, though.
I think it was Matt Flynn.
Still with us. Age 72 there, Jimmy D.
72.
Made his MLB debut for the Reds. He played for the Reds, the Mets, the Rangers, the Expos, and the Tigers. He had a decade-long career. He's got two rings from his time with the Reds.
So, what was her name?
I'm not gonna.
Was she like a former STP pinup girl?
He's a career 238 hitter.
Yeah, middle infielder, man.
Yeah,
Third base-
seven
third base-
dingers.
Third base, short, and second. I bet.
Yeah, 7 dingers. Well, I don't have that.
Hey, little T, you probably don't remember this. They used to have calendars,
Second and shortstop. I do have that. Second and
like different pictorials of different girls for the different months. And like a lot of the automotive brands would grab those calendars.
They really. I bet they would have one here somewhere pinned
Yeah,
up.
probably. But like I would walk in a client's office and they would have like that calendar,
Yeah.
Miss June behind it, like laying out on a car.
Like Dunaway's bracket punishment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Potential
yeah,
for
yeah.
us,
Right.
Yeah, but when I was in high school, Lance, we had a thing called the Key Club. Did you guys have Key Club?
Yeah.
at Sam's?
We did.
All right, and they used to do a Key Club.
That was something I was never invited to.
That sounds older than anything I've ever said. Though, by the
Yeah.
way, the Key Club.
Yeah, the Key
We
Club.
had a key club.
Yeah, it was like a community work, like you did works in the community.
Yeah,
Like
well,
you-
I wasn't involved in it, but
Yeah,
we
yeah.
had
I'm
it.
shocked.
yeah,
No, I was in like Habitat for Humanity or
yeah.
something.
You feel bad now, don't you, Lance?
She dropped the nails off. My ass ain't hammering on a Saturday morning.
Y'all are doing good.
Yeah.
I was in Key Club, and they used to, as a fundraiser, do the Key Club calendar, and it would have girls in school, like they were the
No, they didn't.
100%.
No, but they didn't like wear bikinis.
You know,
right?
I remember, Lance, that
I mean, that was all these calendars were seriously scantily
no.
clad women.
I'll see if I can go back and find one. I don't think I'm still good. Jennifer was in one. But they, I want to say the summer months, the girls would be wearing swimsuits, like for June, July, and August.
Like 15 and 16-year-old girls.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
Maybe I'm remembering that incorrectly.
I hope you are.
I think they were tastefully presented.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Um,
photographer's like 26.
But I swear
Whatever
to
you're
you,
comfortable with. You
Yeah,
go
a
ahead.
little more lean. a little
Whatever
more
you're
lean.
comfortable with.
I swear to you, there was a Key Club calendar. Maybe they didn't have swimsuits. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But like,
Now who's embellishing?
so no. All the seniors would be like, they would have their own month: January, February, March, April. Then the juniors would have their own month, and then sophomores and freshmen maybe you'd have like 2 or 3 in the same month.
Can we find it on the internet, do you think?
Probably not. I'll see. I doubt I've still got one. I may throw up the bat signal. Anybody went to Sachs High School that has a Key Club calendar, send me some screenshots.
Like July, you'd always get like people holding sparklers,
Yeah.
and things like that.
Yeah, I want to say
Well, I don't-
maybe like in December, it might have been a Christmas theme.
April always had an umbrella and the girls splashing
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
puddle.
I think it was probably like for the seniors, just like their senior portrait.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm having a difficult time remembering this, but I swear I remember the calendar 100%.
I'm
Key
going
Club
to do
girls.
some digging later.
January,
Yeah.
they were in the ski gear, goggles.
Yeah.
February was always Valentine's.
It was a
theme.
fundraiser.
Yeah.
Like they'd go sell the calendars. Yeah. Now, like what Lance is talking about, like you'd go in a body shop, and I mean it was a half naked girl laying on top of one of these cars.
Yeah.
Well, another example, when we were working at Cumulus back in the day, our sister station 99.5, which was classic rock, they had the Buzzard Girls. Remember the Buzzard Babes?
Buzzard Babes. Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so these were a bunch of chicks that did a calendar, and we ended up going to a lot of our functions.
That was before I was part of you guys.
Yeah. Brown, you were there that night. We were at our general manager's house.
Yeah, I was there the night the Buzzard Babes probably came to an end.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
y'all.
There
were
was
the-
What?
those BJ shots with the whipped cream,
Yep.
and there was a lot of body shots going on. It was what I think HR would frown upon now.
Yeah, and I
Yep.
think the general manager was eager for everyone to go ahead and leave, except for the Buzzard Babes.
Yeah.
So I went
that's
ahead.
where the problem arose.
That's where the problem arose. I went ahead and left. Yeah, I was just like, I'm going to leave before I get called to testify.
Wait, so who were they a part of? Like, who were they employed
a
by?
couple. They were employed by our company.
What was were they?
No, they did like a
Now,
we're having a promotion at a different bar. If you want to be a Buzzard Babe, come out. And so then you would audition, and then they got a collection of like 15 girls together.
What do you do? Like, what's your talent?
So you would
then?
show
Like,
up
what
Walk-in
do you do?
cooler.
yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh.
I don't know
You
what
would
it
just
was.
show
Like-
up at station events, scantily clad, so a bunch of perverted men would come out and look at you.
Yeah, that was it.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's
do
but-
calendars.
yeah.
Maybe it'd be swimwear. Maybe
So
Yeah.
what they do during the week?
Oh,
Like, were
their
they
normal
actual,
job.
like,
No, 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 no. They were
Tanning beds.
Yeah.
Oh, so they weren't like employed full time.
Bartenders, no.
It was
I
like
would
a
imagine-
side gig.
I would
They were
imagine.
moonlighting.
I would imagine some of them worked right down the street from us at a location very near our studio during the
Don't
week.
worry, it wasn't social media. It didn't exist back then.
Yeah, yes. Paul asked, where did the Dubba twins end up? Actually, we saw Shelly
Yeah, I still see Shelly and Jennifer. We saw Shelly down at
at the
Floribama.
Floribama, yeah.
But yeah, I still see them randomly. You know, they all live on the coast. Shelly and Jennifer do at least. And then they're
This was the last
they,
time we.
they go to all the home games, Tuscaloosa.
They're doing great. Yeah.
Oh, they're doing fantastic. This was the last time we were at the Floribama for the Army Navy game, so we just saw Shelly the other day.
That they look the same. They look
They
great.
do. They look like they haven't aged, honestly.
Timeless.
Very timeless. Let's see. Keith asked, Jim, what was your favorite memory of playing on the Rick and Bubba softball team and the 1 year of radio y'all did for the XFL? Our friends Rick and Bubba announced this is the final year of their show together. They will continue in the media, but not together.
I think I played 2 games
after
with them.
December.
One was in Meridian, Mississippi. And I don't think I got into the game then until it was 22-1. But then
Jim, we can't lose now. Get
But
in.
the other one was against some big all-star team, and we played it at the Hoover Met. And I think I was playing against Rick and Bubba that day. I think it was an NBC 13 team. They had me get together, and it was at the Hoover Met. Probably had about 5,000 people show up.
Yeah.
And they had a couple of ringers that played on their team, and they convinced me to groove a couple of pitches so they could hit over the baseball fence.
So you threw the game.
Well, it was like the Harlem Globetrotters, the Rick and Bubba team. They had rules; they were going to win regardless.
Wait, was there an art to slow pitch men's softball? I remember when we played for like 4 or 5 seasons. I remember the ball looking the exact same every time.
Well, no, if you threw it deep back in his stance, he can't hit it as far as if you throw it inside corner and a little short, then they can really tee off on it.
And you were good enough at placing that?
Yeah, well, throwing
Yeah.
it deep was tough because it can also be illegal if it's too high.
Yeah, I think it was like a 10-foot.
Yeah, you can't throw it higher than 10
ceiling.
foot, so it'd be tough to get it deep and not throw an illegal pitch.
So you would try to hit that maximum and not where the ump doesn't call it, try to get it to hit on the back part of the plate to where it was coming straight down at him. And
So is men's softball, like, we had a good time. We played for Brett's Pawn Shop, our buddy Chief, and we had the jerseys, and we would go before to drink and then after to drink, pitchers of beer. And we had so much fun, and we would play out at George Ward, and then we played at Liberty Park.
right.
But I haven't heard of anybody that plays anymore. Do they still do the league?
I think
yeah.
it morphed over to kickball.
Kickball.
No, I got a buddy that mentioned playing a slow pitch game the other night.
Okay,
I don't know if it was a corporate team or a church team.
because I know pickleball and
Yeah,
and
pickleball's
kickball.
big.
Yeah, kickball.
I played a little slow pitch, but not very much at all. My dad used to play a lot. My dad was on one of those traveling teams.
Old Randy.
Yeah, Randy would play. He could. He played first. He could hit with power, and he could. I would go with him like sometimes to the tournaments. Like he would play in out of town tournaments. They had a team from over in Calhoun County, a bunch of old guys that just grew up playing together.
Yep.
Yeah, it was fun as a kid. But I'd be in the dugout and I would. I'd keep look at all the law enforcement coming after us over there.
Wow.
We didn't do it.
It's like the old Birmingham Bulls in '77. They're
No,
coming to take our equipment.
They're going to duck down. Ain't nobody can ask me a question
That's
if I'm
right.
out here in the dark.
I'd keep the book in the dugout. I'd keep the official
Yeah.
book. And I remember he had one guy play with my dad. You'll love this. Like if there was a runner on third and he'd fly out, he'd come back to the dugout and say, "Hey, make sure you write that down as a sack fly."
No, he didn't.
Oh, 100%. 100%. No, I'm not. I'm serious, little T. And everybody was like, "There's not such thing as a sack fly. It's slow pitch softball, man. You're trying to hit it out of the park every time."
Wow.
He'd tell me, make sure I write it down as a sack fly.
I'm trying to see if I can find a picture. Me and my fraternity brothers, right when we were graduating, we had a team called the Gym Sox.
What?
Right? They named their team after you?
Well, I was the sponsor of the team.
Wait, you were on the team and you were also the sponsor of the team?
Yeah, it was just 10 of us. I think we played at the end of our Gym Sox run. I think
So
we
you've
played-
always know how to waste money.
I did. I'll have to find a picture. I've got one somewhere, but it was a bunch of my fraternity brothers and me, and we had a great time. We'd play at Green Springs, and it was fun. We had different uniforms.
Why did you need a sponsor? Or just for fun?
Just to get us in tournaments and stuff.
So
Paid
you
a-
basically just paid the admission fee.
I did. Yeah.
Okay.
I had a
For
Hey,
the whole
Bobby,
team?
I don't want to drop 120 on this. You know
I
what we
got
ought to do?
Got it.
Let's play to Dunaway's ego.
Let's play with Jim.
well, we didn't name it JIM Sox.
No, that would have been
No,
silly.
yeah.
It was GYM Sox.
But okay, I'm gonna
Yeah.
stop asking questions.
But in my head, it was JIM
Yeah.
Sox.
Somebody's asking for Vegas odds on who replaces Rick and Bubba. I think it's,
I don't think we can.
yeah, I think you just dropped the and right there.
Yeah.
There are no Vegas odds.
Wow.
They're advertising. What am I supposed to say?
Are they advertising that?
Well,
already?
yeah. I mean, the days of the big time radio morning show.
That's tough.
That's over.
Yeah.
You won't ever see that again. That's a dying.
Yeah, I mean,
breed right
just
there.
unfortunately, a lot of these massive broadcasting companies, a lot of them are
Yep.
struggling.
Yep.
Well, like Mark and Brian, it's done now.
Yeah, they retired some time
Long
ago.
time ago.
Little T, that was an old Birmingham radio show that ended up in L.A.
But, they made so much money in L.A. Not that Rick and Bubba haven't made a lot of money for this market, but,
Yeah.
they had the ability to retire a long time ago.
Yeah, they made a bunch of money out there. And yes, I ate at their restaurant once in Pelham. How did that go? I was asked in the chat room there. I'll never forget.
Did you order a Dunaway dog?
I did not order the Dunaway dog. I had a burger. I don't know who the burger was named after. Dunaway was named after the hot
was on
dog.
the
of
menu.
course.
I
Dunaway
forgot
dog.
that they had a restaurant.
They had a restaurant. It was in a place. It's a Hooters now, I believe, right?
Was it
In
like
Pelham?
a pop-up shop?
No, it was in Pelham. It was in now that location has been like 15 different things,
Okay.
but it's a Hooters now.
Yeah, I remember. I never ate at the restaurant, but I remember the restaurant.
I remember they invited me out, and it was like one of their soft opening deals, and I got the burger, and all I remember was it was like a steam line, like they would have the bun and they'd put the meat on, and then you'd add your stuff.
Never
Like
works.
Subway?
Never works. Yep. And Bubba asked me the next day, he's like, "What'd you think?" I was like, "Bubba, I mean, it's just a cold piece of cheese on a burger. I want my cheese melted." He's like, "I'll tell him that." Didn't last. That restaurant business is tough, man.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they were popular and couldn't pull it off. That ought to be a warning to anybody who wants to do a restaurant.
Yeah.
You think we need to do a next round restaurant, little T?
No, I think that sounds like a little.
That sounds like more work than we want to do.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would
Somebody
agree.
calls in sick, and we're back there having to flip burgers. That's a no bueno
Yeah.
for me.
It is a Hooters now, and like I said, it has been a Hooters for quite a while. I think Hooters made it.
I didn't even like the Dunaway dog, and it had my name on
Yeah,
it.
had your name on it. That's
Yeah.
the very Dunaway.
What
right
was it?
there.
One of those
Yeah,
pink
that's-
hot dogs?
Oh my God, those are so
It was a
scary.
foot long, but it was but it's
It was
brown-
a foot long.
but
You know Dunaway wouldn't let him do it if it wasn't a
No.
foot long.
Yeah, we're doing this to scale, boys.
Jim, it's gonna be a normal hot dog, not with my name on it.
get out the yardsticks. It like Brown said, it just was not the highest quality.
Yeah, I mean, look, they just had their name on it. Somebody
That's
else was running. It's not like they were in there picking out the buns you're gonna use.
There's a really good place downtown that's got really good hot dogs. You guys have been there with me before. I might have to hit one of those up on the way out of here.
Oh, I love
Problem is, it's so good with an IPA.
That is a problem.
But I do love a good hot dog, man. I get them every now
I
and then. I
do
just
too.
crave them sometimes.
In football game, the stadium dog.
Stadium
Yeah.
dogs. So,
Yeah,
good.
I
So
love a
good.
stadium.
So do
dog.
you like relish and sauerkraut?
No.
I
What
like
about sauerkraut?
I like sauerkraut. I like the way Legion Field used to do it. Sauerkraut and that ketchup mustard mixture
Yeah.
They
that
still
the
do
sauerkraut was in.
it. Still do it at Brian Denny.
Do they
that way
really?
in the press box? You get the one with the yellow wrapper. It's
Yeah.
already pre-mixed. The silver wrapper
Oh,
is
it was
plain.
so good.
Well, that's what's so good is if you get one that's a little, it's been, aged for a couple of hours.
That's right. It's soaked.
Oh, it's perfect. Because I remember they used to, if you were up in one of the suites after the third quarter, they would just bring them in all the suites and just give out whatever they had left.
I will tell you, Maggie Dunaway does not like to waste dishes,
Uh-huh.
but she sees me making a hot dog. So I've got my hot dogs on my plate, right?
Yeah.
And then I get a bowl, and now I've got kraut and ketchup and mustard, and I'm spinning it around in there. And she goes, "What are you
Spinning.
doing?" And I said, "I need it all to be mixed together before I put it on my hot dog." And she goes, "Can't you just put the mustard and everything there?" And I go, "No, it needs to be mixed together like at the ballpark."
Well, did you ever say, hey,
No, I didn't.
have you thought about maybe making my hot dogs for me?
B. Foshi asks, we're at World of Wheels, worldofwheels.net, O'Reilly Auto Parts, World of Wheels all weekend long at the BJCC. Mankind going to be here tonight. Lance is going to interview him on the stage a little bit later. Also coming up by Ken Digg. Ken Digg?
You've struggled with that all week.
Dave Kindig of Kindig Designs. He's going to be here, and Jerry Mathers, the Beeve.
The
He's gonna be here
beef.
Sunday. The Beeve. B. Foshi says you get two of the following the rest of your life.
Okay.
Mayo, mustard, ketchup, barbecue sauce, and hot sauce. Which you picking those two?
I'm going mayo and ketchup.
I will go barbecue sauce and hot sauce.
I'd go mayo and ketchup.
Yeah. Barbecue sauce would be 3, mustard 4, hot sauce 5. I
Mu-
like all of them.
Mustard would be my third. Mayo would be my dead last.
Man,
I
he's so
like
good.
all of them, but barbecue sauce would be dead last for me.
Yeah.
You don't like barbecue sauce?
I do.
Oh, I love barbecue
I
sauce.
only put barbecue sauce on barbecue. He
Yeah.
puts barbecue sauce on things like you put ranch on them.
I
That's what I was
do.
about to say. The only thing that I couldn't live without is ranch.
I don't think there's a condiment I dislike.
I like most
I don't-
condiments, and I don't hate mayo. I just don't use it a ton.
You know what? This is, you guys might know this. What the number one selling condiment in the world is?
Salsa?
It is salsa.
Yeah, I
Really?
love salsa.
Salsa's a condiment?
Yeah, I don't consider.
Yeah, I don't
I
really consider it a
consider it
condiment
a
either.
dip.
Yeah, I do too. I don't know
Yeah.
what the difference is between dip.
I
and
mean, I
condiment.
would never put like salsa on a burger.
It's an
Mhm.
appetizer to me.
Yeah.
Chips and salsa.
Who wants to trade out for EG?
I will.
You're gonna tap out. All right. You're gonna don't forget your phone back there. Is the
you.
drink empty?
It's about to be, but I'll take it.
Yeah, take it with you.
What flavor do you get, by the way?
Strawberry and banana. So
Yeah.
what she got?
It's called a
Pina-
Miami Vice.
Pina colada for me.
The old Miami
And
Vice.
It's just so sweet. I can't finish it.
Really?
I mean, I double shotted the Bacardi for everybody too.
Here comes Emily Grace McWhorter, EG. She's gonna jump in here.
So-
We've been
Time for the second half.
second half.
So we've been talking about first kisses. So
Oh,
have no
wow.
idea. Have
start
we
us
really?
off.
No, EG.
Oh. I was like, I can share the story if you guys want it.
Okay,
Do we want it?
sure.
Is it a good story?
It was in Seaside, Florida.
Well, that's a good place to start. Well, you go to Seaside a lot.
I
You
know.
do.
So
I'm going to guess 12 years old.
no.
Wow.
Did you, let me ask you this,
What?
EG.
What is wow about that?
Did you have those, like when I would go like with friends or family, you'd go to the beach for 4 or 5 days a week and you would meet people by the pool out on the
Yes.
beach and you would have like that girlfriend or boyfriend for like 4 days, 5 days.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't
And then you would correspond with them. This is, you're in the day,
of course. fine.
of
Dearest-
texting.
Dearest Emily.
Dearest Emily. It was
Dearest
so
Emily
nice to meet you.
Grace.
No, we used to actually write. I remember I had a girlfriend like 7th or 8th grade that lived in New Orleans, and we wrote letters back and forth for a couple of years. And
And you try to
That's it.
read between the lines. You'd read, and you're like, "What? I wonder what she meant by
Yeah.
putting a
Interesting.
heart exclamation point."
I'm going to send her a letter. I'll know in a week and a half. All right. So Seaside, Florida.
Seaside, Florida.
You're not 12.
I'm not 12. I think it was.
13.
It was
No,
last weekend.
It was last weekend. No, it had to be in high school.
High school.
Like probably freshman year, maybe.
Wow.
So this is real kiss.
Yeah, you
Oh,
could call
Jim.
it that. And you know what's funny? I don't even remember his name. It was some random kid.
Wow. Look at EG, random kid.
And
If you're watching, random kid,
I
That's
know.
right. You missed out.
You did. I was,
You should have corresponded
oh,
better.
he's probably
Wait.
getting his 7th jailhouse tat right now.
No,
doing
no.
sit-ups to Emily Grace's
Listen.
Instagram page.
his
One day I'm gonna
name-
get out.
His name was so beachy.
Beachy.
Say what?
Beachy. His name was so beachy. Tanner. I just remembered it.
Oh, okay.
Tanner.
Tanner.
Hey, what's up?
But yeah, that was it.
Where was Tanner from?
I have no idea.
Did he ride a BMX bike?
No.
I bet he had bangs that you
He
could
had
barely see
blonde
his
hair and,
eyes.
like a little necklace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the
So-
choker necklace.
You could call it
Conch
that.
shells?
Maybe.
Was
I'm
it shark's teeth
really
or conch
surprised
shells?
I'm sharing my first kiss
I
story
really
on
am
Was-
here.
too.
Well, I'm
We-
really
we
surprised
got you
Dunaway
loosened
asked
up.
you.
I know, y'all got me.
Yeah.
Was it a lean in or was it a spin the
Here
bottle
we
type
go.
game?
No,
or
Right.
what?
no, it was again not. You know what? We're gonna leave it up to mystery on that one.
Okay.
What is the chat saying about that?
I
hope nothing.
NH3425 says Tanner has entered the chat.
Tanner, I don't even know.
Tanner.
Sam Bam says, why does LT not tie his shoelaces? Is that a fashion fad?
It is.
Mine are untied as well. I like having them untied, Lance. I don't know about you, so I just slip them on and off easy. Look
You know,
how
there
easy.
are. I don't mind having the low tops tied because it's a little quicker. High
Yeah.
tops are a pain in the ass to get on.
I agree.
They are.
And I've got a pair that I really like. These black and white. They're All Saints. You're familiar with All Saints. It takes like I've almost had an aneurysm get those. I cuss so loud and so hard when I'm trying to put those on, so I don't get to wear them
Yeah.
much. But these axles are pretty easy to get on and off.
Right?
Yeah.
Lance, I'm not gonna lie. I was laughing, looking at you drinking water while I have the pina
Oh,
colada.
I know.
I mean, that makes no sense.
That's
much
okay,
you got left?
EG. I've only
Like
got
halfway.
who's counting, but 4 weeks from today is
Who's
March
counting?
1st.
It must be February 2nd if LT's
Yeah.
drinking
Yeah.
water.
Hunter, our buddy Hunter Bussey, we just talking about Hunter's dad a minute ago.
Oh,
Wants,
Hunter Bussey's the best.
he is. He wants to see you in the Batmobile, he says.
Oh.
Me?
Yeah.
Or EG?
You.
No, I bet Hunter.
I need to
wants-
see Jim in the
I bet
Batmobile.
Hunter wants to see EG in that Batmobile.
Wow.
too.
A different Hunter says slaw on a hot dog is the best.
That's
I
unbelievable.
love
yeah.
a slaw dog.
Agreed.
How do you like your hot dog? We were just talking about that with Little T.
I'm not a super big hot dog fan. I don't seek them out, but like at the Varsity, a slaw dog, I'll take it.
Oh, I love
Yeah, I think a way
Varsity.
to do the slaw dog is slaw with a little mustard and then whatever their house sauce is. And I'll just go on to give one like Sneaky Pete's or Sam's Super Sandwiches. That house saw on slaw with mustard, you can't beat it.
Well, you know where I get most of my hot dogs these days? Our sponsor, Hamburger Heavens. I'll go by there and get 3 of them. They
And
got a-
his sauce, Pete's
That's
sauce,
right.
is unbelievable.
that Hamburger Heaven sauce is unbelievable, and they got.
We've got some at the fridge up at the at
Yeah,
Disrupt.
at the studio.
They've got the 2 hot dog special, and then I'll get a 3rd one and get
'Cause why not?
get everything they have on there, man.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Somebody, let's see. Hunter says, have you seen the TBob Meat Market clip of him at the Senior Bowl this week? I have not. But if he was at Meatball stand in Mobile, that's a good spot, though.
So I was asked by
Lunsford says Varsity is gross. I disagree with Lunsford. I like
Lunsford-
Varsity.
Varsity's like I think the Varsity, if you lived in Atlanta, you would never go.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's one of those that it's kind of a novelty. I'll go once a year, maybe,
I
and
like
I like
going.
it when I go.
Yeah.
It's normally a Sunday mid-morning.
It's just
Rough night the night before.
sloppy hot dogs. I mean, I like it.
It's just kind of good.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of the atmosphere and
Yeah.
the experience a little bit. I don't
Yeah.
disagree. I'm not going to say it's the best food ever, but I like the
No.
Varsity.
Yeah.
I like their fries. I like those skin-on fries like
I
that.
like the orange,
Yeah.
frozen orange.
The
drink.
frosted orange?
Frosted orange
Oh,
is
the
so
frosted
good.
orange is good.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is I get a Coke, a frosted orange. I
And
get one of the
fries.
slaw dogs. I get a burger and fries.
onion rings. Onion rings. I'll get the onion
I'm not
rings.
a big
rings.
onion ring
Oh,
guy.
I can
EG.
take or leave.
So good.
Yeah.
They're so
There, I
good.
like the onion rings
Yep.
better than I do the fries.
Yes. Agreed.
So I think skin-on fries, though, are the best kind of fries.
I
I like
like
the skin on.
shoestring. I like skin on,
Same.
but
Yeah.
shoestring are the best.
Dunaway likes
Shoestring.
shoestring, too. Where were we the other day, Dunaway? We were talking about how good the shoestrings were. Oh, there's that place we went and got a good chicken sandwich.
Yeah, it's one of the breweries in
Yeah.
town.
And then I brought up another place that's got shoestrings, and you know what Dunaway said about those? Yeah, they're a little too thin.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right,
No, but the
Yeah.
brewer you're
They
talking
can't
about
be too thin.
got really good ones.
yeah.
I'll end up eating shoestring fries with a fork sometimes, which is probably sacrilegious, but you can get
It
so
kinda
many in
happens.
one stab. I had to eat spaghetti the other night with a spoon, by the way.
That's not bad.
It's not good.
Why did you
done it.
have to do that?
Well, because I had the dishwasher was running, and we had a bunch of people over for AFC NFC Championship, and I was out of forks.
Wait, was that when I was eating spaghetti? There?
Nope, it was after that. It was before that, the spaghetti before.
yeah.
What do you think of the spaghetti?
It was so good.
I feel-
Maddie, great cook.
I feel bad. I used 2 forks on Taco Mama
You
that day.
mother- That was
I
what it
know.
was, right?
Yeah, that's why you were short one fork.
Yep, because I went back for seconds later on and used a different fork.
Suzanne Schul, I believe, says thanks for the shout out, Lance. I don't know what the shout out was. Do you know how you
Suzanne. Oh, Sam Super Sandwiches. Suzanne,
Oh.
my
Nice.
girlfriend, end of junior year through senior year of high school.
how about that?
Yeah.
And her dad was
Sweet
Sam?
girl. Yeah, her dad, Sam Graffis, and Suzanne ended up going to Alabama. She was a year younger than me.
Mhm.
And I've known Suzanne and Ted and their sweet mom Sue for a long time. And obviously their late father was one of the great restaurant guys
Yep.
of all of Birmingham, and
Iconic.
Sam Graffis.
Iconic.
I remember taking Jack down there, and it was his first time. And Sam's Super Sandwiches right there on the strip in downtown Homewood. Have you ever been?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I've
So
been.
they've moved. I
Good.
know you
we
have.
Need to go. We need to go one day at lunch. No joke.
Okay.
Yeah, they've got a new location
Yeah.
now, which is more in Soho across. But they used to have, it was almost like a closet. It was so
yeah,
skinny.
you could only basically walk through the order line.
Yeah, and you were lucky if you could grab one of their little high top
Yeah.
bar
Tables.
tables where you had about this much space, and there was always Birmingham Post Herald, Birmingham News on there. But I took Jack, and he was blown away. And so Jack and I would go every couple of months. I need to go back. I've only been to the new one a couple of times.
Yeah,
Your
we gotta
favorite
go.
order there
We'll
was
go one day at lunch.
Okay.
So when I was dating Suzanne, we'd go by there, and her old man would always hook us up at lunch. I loved their burgers. Like, their dogs were great, but that's really, those were those couple of years where I really started to love mayonnaise. And they would put mayonnaise on the burgers, but their burgers were so fresh. Just they had that crushed ice. Oh my God, I could crush that right now.
Yeah, Suzanne, I'm not a Homewood person, and before I even knew Lance Taylor, I would go there and love it. It was
Yeah.
fantastic.
Forrester says varsity is trash.
Guys.
I bet you Rockstar doesn't like it either. The
No,
back row
I'm
is
gonna-
anti-varsity.
You guys are, yeah.
I bet
That's
Rockstar's
okay.
never been.
Yeah, he's probably never been. Actually, Rockstar, there's no way he could do varsity. I think the
Too many
food,
people.
the food would tear him up. All the yelling,
Yeah.
you know, what do you have? What do you have? What do you
Why
have?
are you yelling at me?
Yeah, no, that'd tear. That'd destroy Rockstar. I don't think he could do it.
I don't love it, but
I mean, it's kind of like if you're in the area,
that's all right.
you swing by, you get it.
Vortex is
I
1,000 times
love
better.
Vortex. That's my
Yeah.
brother's.
Yeah, I do like
choice.
Vortex. Vortex is really
That's a
good.
place
And
to
that's
go.
where I love their tater tots, right? They got
Oh,
egg tots.
yeah.
National Tater Tot Day. It's today. National Tater Tot Day.
Today is?
Yes.
You know what? Birmingham is one of the cities that we lack in tater tots.
We don't have good tater tots.
Well, we just don't have enough people that do tater tots.
Well, see, I'm not a big fan. You were out the other day when EG did Offbeat Holidays in February,
Yeah.
and it's Tater Tot Day, and we discussed tater tots. I'm just not a huge fan.
Oh, I think you melt cheese, and you can just do singles and just put a bunch of cheese on the tater tot, the fork, dig it, ketchup and or mayo. Can't beat it.
Boy, people are talking restaurants now. Five Guys fries.
Ooh, love Five Guys.
Yeah, they got you a bag full of fries.
Their fries are better than their burgers, in my opinion.
Have y'all heard of Oak House? 10 out of 10 spot. Yes,
Oh,
Oak House,
yeah.
good friend of
You
ours.
just-
Yeah.
with Hallie, right? Didn't y'all just go there?
Yeah, Hallie and I went there for a father-daughter date the other night, but my oldest daughter, worked there from day one as one of the hostesses. But
My favorite part right now is that they've grown in such popularity. You get a lot now of people saying, "Hey, have you ever been to Oak House? You've ever heard of Oak House?" And
Yeah.
I'm always like,
We've been going from day one, buddy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
our buddy Travis Grappa,
We know,
Great
we know
guy.
Travis.
used to be operating partner at Fleming's for like 3 or 4 years. and-
Oliver Robinson.
Oliver back in the kitchen,
Yeah,
head chef.
yeah. That place is legit. I mean, just get a reservation. You're not going to walk up.
Yeah.
No,
That's
you
the
can
thing.
sit at the bar. That's there.
Yeah,
There's,
if you walk up, yeah.
There's a new steakhouse in Mountain Brook, and somebody was telling me the other day they don't have any reservations for like the next couple of months. And I'm like,
Wow.
if you really want to eat there, you sit at the bar.
Yeah, I've seen. Is that place supposed to be good? I've
Yeah.
seen stuff about it. It's a chain, a small chain. I think. I mean, that's not an original. I think.
Oh, I
they-
didn't know that.
Yeah, I think they've got locations elsewhere. I don't know how big you have to be what you would consider a chain.
Well, what's been happening a lot lately is restaurant in Nashville opens a second location in the Nashville area.
Mhm.
And a lot of them have been opening now in Birmingham. So I've been
Interesting.
like
Yeah.
you get
Kinda
a
like a
couple of
testing
Nashville to
grounds?
Birmingham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, here's something I think the entire back room agrees upon. I don't know about Rockstar. Lunsford says Vortex is incredible. We can all agree on that. And Scott follows up. Vortex is
Yay.
fantastic.
Oh,
So
it's unbelievable.
back row, they're all Vortex people in Atlanta.
We should go when we go to the Braves game.
Let's do it. Last time we were there for SEC Media Days, we had at least one night, if not 2 nights, at the Vortex.
Fun.
This is terrible. Little T just sent me a story.
What about?
Look, just read that.
Oh my god.
Oh,
We're talking about restaurants. Is that why you sent that? Because we're
Hey,
talking
show it
about
to me.
restaurants.
Show it to me, Lance.
Hey, it's on AL.com. So I mean,
that was the first
dang.
place. That was the first place you're talking about daddy-daughter date nights.
Yeah, you took Harper there?
That's where I used to take Harper.
Yeah.
so anyway,
She
so
always, always, that's
somebody
where she would pick.
choked at a local establishment. That's one of my fears until I got my tonsils out. I don't fear it as much anymore, but my tonsils, I don't know if you guys ever saw them. I got them out this past, only surgery I've ever had. I got them out this past March, but they were almost touching.
Yeah.
And so like when I was eating steak, if I got too big of a bite, like I could feel it stop sometimes.
Taylor was here, but EG wasn't here when you went through that. Yeah. For the
I've
surgery.
heard
EG does not know this story, but several years ago, I went to a local nice restaurant at lunch with a friend of mine, and a woman was, I mean, this is a place where, you get the napkin, you put it in your lap, right? She starts choking to the point, like somebody literally yells, "Is there a doctor?" You see that out there. And I mean, like there was this beehive of activity, and like somebody called 911, I guess. And a guy gets up and gives her the Heimlich. Like you see the thing project out, okay? Gets up, gives her the Heimlich. And it's like, she's okay. And everybody, claps. I'm like, what are we clapping for? I don't know. Like, good Heimlich. Good Heimlich, everybody. She sits down, takes the napkin, puts it back in her lap, and gets her silverware and starts eating again.
No.
Yeah.
If
I could not believe it.
If I'm the manager, I'm coming over, we're comping your meal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if I'm that lady, I'm getting up and I'm out.
Yeah.
Like my knees would be so weak
Oh,
from,
right.
from choking like
sure.
that.
I know, but she sat down. Got her silverware, put the napkin in her lap, and started eating again.
I've always
I
heard
thought that was so strange.
if you're choking, you don't go into the bathroom. Like you don't
No.
act embarrassed.
No, yeah.
No, you
make sure
can't.
everyone
Yeah, make a
knows.
scene about it.
Yeah.
You got to stay out.
Yeah.
Because you go by yourself, then you're going to choke and die by yourself.
Right.
Like, I
Yeah.
mean, there's no reason to be embarrassed. I mean, you didn't do it on purpose, but I would have been so embarrassed in that situation. I think I'd have had to leave the
Same.
restaurant.
Yeah.
Kind of like when I fell at Perry's.
And when you fell in the parking lot at Perry's,
Yeah.
stone sober, right?
Maggie and I were by there the
Stone
other night, and I was like, this is where Emily Grace fell. Slid under a car. And she was like,
In
oh
front
my
of a
God, was she
birthday
okay?
party.
I said, physically, mentally, yeah,
It
PTSD
was,
still.
Yeah.
I didn't bring it up on the show today, but Mark Andrews, who just worked his way back for the Ravens on a commercial flight yesterday, I believe, saved a woman's life with his diabetic reading. She
Wow.
was going into
Yeah, he's a type 1
shock.
diabetic. Yeah.
And so he
Interesting.
used his testing to diagnose the situation and get her leveled out,
That's awesome.
and they applauded.
I've always liked
That's
him.
cool.
My wife is a type 1 diabetic, and Mark Andrews is, and I've always respected that. That is, I see how people struggle to keep their blood sugar balanced out. I cannot imagine playing at that level with that much adrenaline in your body, and you're able to stay in a good window blood sugar wise, because adrenaline affects it.
That's right.
And I mean, imagine being in that type of amped up, stressful situation, and he's able to keep his blood sugar balanced. Like I see my wife, how a struggle just living a normal life it could be for her.
Mhm.
Playing in an NFL game, I cannot imagine.
So they using his which I'm sure he has state of the art testing
Yep.
for that. He used his testing equipment and got her back to a level place.
Interesting.
So hats off to Mark Andrews.
Yeah, he's a good story, man. Jay Cutler also played as a type 1 diabetic,
I
and
didn't realize that.
yeah, really, really difficult to deal with that. Bama JT says, Brown, do you like Offbeat Holidays and trash? I can't say that again. I'm sorry.
Oh, what happened?
Well, I said it, and Dunaway's like, Brown says that every time.
Yeah, I only hear it 12 times a year. That's all I was pointing out. It's like,
Yeah.
I think I actually said I love hearing that. You say it every time.
Oh, I think that was condescending.
Yeah.
I don't think you really love
I can't love anything. I love watching Sound of Music
You
every
do?
holiday.
Lance, is that one of your favorite trash stories? Is Offbeat Holidays at the start of every month? I like
I
them.
enjoy them.
I do too. Thank you, EG. I do too. Apparently, I say it too much,
I
but I
like
do
the-
enjoy them.
Natural
yeah, wait.
Haircut Day.
Yeah, wait till March.
I
am not
like
gonna say
Shower
much.
Thoughts.
I do like
are
Shower
my
Thoughts.
favorite, and
Well, I'm just trying to save you for the long run, Brown.
I know.
I mean, we've seen
Keep
with
the
Rick
tread
and
on the
Bubba,
tires. Yeah.
at some point you got to, maybe platoon a little bit,
Right?
we could save it and just get you to record it one time, and we just
then
hit it.
just-
Yeah.
Oh, I love these in trash.
That
Thank
might-
you, Rockstar.
That might get me
Wait,
one more year of work
We've
I
got
love
a
you. Thank you,
friend
Rockstar.
that has a car in this show.
Here at World of Wheels.
I'm going to pass it. Do you guys want to guess who it is? You don't have to guess on
So
the air.
I know the person.
Oh, yeah. Really well. How's Maggie?
No. Is he a big car guy?
I don't know.
Oh.
That's the only impersonation I can do of LT's
He
friends.
is one of the exhibitors in the show. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's here right now.
Yep.
That's cool.
All right, I'm gonna type it. I'm gonna text you his name.
Can I ask you, is it about surviving Armageddon? Is
Is that the name of his car?
Is it the vehicle that would help you survive Armageddon?
I will
Is it-
tell you this.
Is it a
it's,
tank?
It's an iconic vehicle.
Iconic, like movie iconic?
Yep,
Or,
like
movie
oh,
iconic.
Batmobile.
There's
Oh.
only a handful of.
So it's a
iconic-
DeLorean.
Nope.
He's
Oh.
got the Colonel Lee.
General
Lee.
Lee.
No.
General Lee.
It got promoted.
Demoted.
Y'all are missing, like, outside of the DeLorean, this is like the most obvious movie car in the history of movies.
Crime one?
Oh, Knight Rider.
That's a TV show. It's a movie. Bro.
Oh, it's a movie. I'm sorry, Jim.
Smokey and the Bandit.
Smokey and the Bandit?
The
It's
Trans
the
Am.
Trans Am.
The
From
Trans Am
Smokey
is
and the
here.
Bandit?
Do
I
you
walked I
know
walked around. I didn't
one
see
of our
it.
friends has got that?
Really owns a replica of it, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're
Good
right.
enough to be in this show.
Wow.
You have his contact. brother?
I will give you a hint. We've seen him sing on stage Johnny Cash before.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, I saw him get that. Is he here right now?
No, he's at
Oh.
the airport. I
Oh,
just
is he?
texted him, yeah.
No, I know exactly who that is.
so
And-
his car is in this.
Yeah.
And Brian guessed it, the Bandit Trans Am.
Yep.
I saw it when he bought it. He shared it on Instagram that he had always wanted to buy that.
I would like one too.
Would you really? It was an iconic
That
car.
is for a weekend.
Yeah.
I'd want one if I was a big SMU fan.
or Eric Dickerson. You can come by World of Wheels, worldofwheels.net, O'Reilly Auto Parts, World of Wheels. It is here all weekend long. Mick Foley, Mankind tonight, EG's favorite wrestler of all time.
Totally.
Yeah, he's going to be here. Ken Dig, dadgummit, I did it again. Dave Kindig of Ken Diggett Designs is going to be here tomorrow, and then Jerry Mathers, the Beef, is going to be here on Sunday. Worldofwheels.net, worldofwheels.net, the O'Reilly Auto Parts, World of Wheels. You can get tickets at any local O'Reilly Auto Parts, worldofwheels.net for all the info.
Can I ask you guys real quick? AG,
Yeah.
this is more towards you. Dunaway's probably already posted this, but I don't get, like, show me when you were 21.
Oh, that's like the trend
Yeah.
right now.
No, I just don't get those trends.
I don't know if I have anything from 21.
Have you guys heard? This is interesting conversation. How the Throwback Thursday was an effort to get old pictures of people for facial recognition.
Well,
to
that was
improve?
there was another thing too where like you could like animate yourself as a Disney character.
Yeah, and all of
yeah.
it was to just better the
So the government could get better
Yeah,
facial
when you're
recognition.
walking through an airport.
Uh-huh.
Isn't that
Oh,
interesting?
Yeah.
Worked
I'm
out good.
surprised.
Yeah.
I saw, so I thought I had seen every single Black Mirror episode.
Ooh,
But-
that is freaky.
It's so good though. But I was on Peloton last night. I decided just to go through it. I was flipping because I've got Roku. By the way, there are so many bad shows of what we do on Roku television.
Really?
Awful.
How's ours not on there?
I don't know. I was thinking the same. I was like, how in the hell?
I thought Lunsford said he was working on it though at one point. No joke.
Yeah, well, trust me, based on what I saw last night. So I quickly had to turn it off, and I was like, I want an easy watch real quick. And there was one episode from 2018, their 5th season, called Smithereens. And if Lunsford's listening, I guarantee he's seen it. But basically, it's about how social media has us so engaged that it's unhealthy.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing, so this guy gets taken hostage and he wants to talk to the CEO of this company. Well, that company has all of his information, like everything, before the FBI can get it.
Ooh.
I mean, it just shows you, like, they control everything. we've
Lunsford
got.
says he's seen it. Topher Grace plays Mark Zuckerberg.
Oh, but
Is
he
that
played,
right?
played it well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was really good. Well done.
But I will tell you, it's a problem if you don't set your phone away. Like I can be like I'm watching Loudermilk, and I've got the sort of pattern of the show going enough to where I know this will be sort of a lull in conversation. It'll ramp up to a part I really need to pay attention to, so I can sit there and hit TikTok or Twitter or
scroll.
Instagram a little bit for about
Mhm.
3 minutes while I know it's going to be like a lull in the show, and then I put my phone down
I
and
know.
jump back
I do
to
the
the
same
show.
thing.
and I get pissed off at myself.
I do
I'm
too.
like, well, you like the show? Watch the show. Put the
I
phone
know.
away.
Okay, wait. Can I give you guys a recommendation?
Please.
And I was it. No, you were making fun of. I think it was number 12. I guess we can say his name.
Yeah,
now.
it's Tim Melton.
Tim
Yeah, you can say
Melton.
Melton now.
So there's an app. I'm going to demonstrate. Oh, my pen's over there. It's called. I'm not gonna. Can I say what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's your endorsement deal.
I know. Well, there's
No,
an app in
you
the.
can say
okay,
it.
it's called Screens In, and what it does is you can set, and it's not like screen time, but you set limits on apps, like on Instagram. I have it for Instagram and TikTok, and Facebook. And so what it does is it keeps track of how many times you open the app, and so a screen pops up before it goes into the interface, and it says, "Is this important?" And it makes you wait like 10 to 15 seconds to open it. And I cannot tell y'all how many times like I have like clicked out of it because I don't want to wait on it.
Yeah. I wouldn't
And
wait 10 or 15
And
seconds.
then
I'm
you
with it.
see, oh my gosh. I've
Yeah, but what
opened
if you
this app.
need something?
That's
Then
right.
you wait.
What we do is
Right. And that's why I have it on time limit. So like after a certain point, I'm like, okay,
you
from
weren't
this time to this time.
you weren't there that day, but you were driving to Tuscaloosa for the Nick Saban announcement.
I screamed.
So I'm sitting there, and
Refreshing.
we actually have it before
Yeah.
Anybody.
the Chris Lowe tweet comes out, but I just didn't trust my source enough for us to send it because we always talk about you don't want to be wrong, right? So I sent back a text saying, dude, I'm about to go with this. Don't burn my ass. Waiting for it to come back from the meeting. And that 4-minute spans when Chris sent it out. And I was like, but I should have trusted him. But, I was sitting there updating.
Right.
I mean, I can't wait for a 10-second
When
runoff at that point.
it was Tim Melton that called me. And so I'm like literally flooring it to Tuscaloosa already. He called me. He's like, it's happening. I audibly screamed. I didn't know what else to do.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I'm not going to say what I was doing, but I was driving with.
Yeah, you were driving very
with
safely.
purpose.
10 and 2.
10 and 2.
Lunsford says if you haven't seen it, you need to watch Striking Vipers from that season.
I want to hear what you were
Good.
doing.
Tailing black SUVs.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen Striking Vipers. It is so disturbing.
Yeah.
You would shut it down.
Okay. Well, if you say it's disturbing, it's beyond my. I think it's beyond my limits. All right, that's going to wrap it up. You can come all weekend long, though, to World of Wills. See more at worldofwills.net, O'Reilly Auto Parts, World of Wills. You can see all the celebrities that are going to be here, all the cars never before seen, some of them here in Birmingham. Worldofwills.net, the O'Reilly Auto Parts, World of Wills. Please give this video a thumbs up if you haven't already. Subscribe to Next Round Live on YouTube and set your alerts so you know when we're live. For instance, shows like today that are outside our normal 9 to 12 window. And follow us on social media at Next Round Live, at Next Round Live. Little T has stepped away for EG, Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Lunsford. I'm Ryan Brown. Thank you for joining us. Have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday at